get started, we're going to, well, everybody's sitting down. We can stay sitting down for a couple minutes just to do a warm up of our shoulders and hands and chest. Back up a little bit, get on my pad. Oh gosh, I thought I could move. I did a little shoveling yesterday.
Uh-oh. Right.
Let's start with some nice deep breaths. See how one of those stiff pillows might help you too, Byron. Oh, let's just take our hands up into our chest for a moment of regrouping. Nice deep breath in through your nose and out through big out through your mouth. Another one. One more. Let's take our hands out, press our fingers. When you're doing things like this, it's a great stretch, but be sure you don't overdo it. Just take it easy. Stretch long through up into your shoulders. Oh, good morning, Beth. Yay. We're just getting started. Take our arms up. Reach up, 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 up. Reach your rib cage up out of your hips and down. And then grasp your hands in the back and stretch your pectoral muscles, your shoulders. Lift your chin up. And come back around and give yourself a hug. Switch arms. And put your hands on the floor in front of you and just arch your back up, chin up. It's sort of a cow movement. And then round, looking at your tummy button. Arch up. And round down. Let's bring our fingers up, stretching wide through your palms. And twist and rotate your fingers, warming up your hands and wrists. We're going to use them a bit. Let's squeeze our fists. So Joanne, while you're driving, and Francis, when you're driving, anybody that's driving, Marge, are you commuting or are you here? You can do this anyway. And for Susan, when you go back, this is something I do in the car, one hand at a time, of course, unless you're good at steering with your knees. Just stretching, gripping, grip strong, stretch, and do this about maybe 10 times, getting your hands well warmed up. And then remember, we've done this before, pinching the fingers together, cycling through, really pinching and squeezing. It's amazing that as you age, your fingers become become very stiff. And this is very helpful. For example, I've got a finger that doesn't like to straighten anymore. And I find this exercise very helpful. So again, we aren't going to take a half hour doing this, but you can do this another 10 times as well. Let's rotate our wrists. So when I'm driving, you can't help sometimes but grip the steering wheel. It's good to relax. One hand down, squeeze, pinch, then switch hands. And then let's do our elbows. Around the other way. The sun is shining on the wall. It's such a good sign. I understand we're in for a lot of rain. So take this slowly. Come around to the front, up, stretching back through the pectoral muscles and down. Touch in the front. Now let's reverse back, scapula together, come around to the front. Oh, feels good when we get up in the morning to warm up the shoulders. Okay, let's stretch everything loose. Let's do left hand down on the floor, right hand up, lifting your rib cage up, straight up, and then over. Twisting to look up at the ceiling. Keep your shoulders aligned one over the other. Feel the stretch long along the waist. Reach up again and switch hands. Right hand on the floor, left hand up, lifting up out of the rib cage. Turn so you're looking at the ceiling and stretching over to the right. Long, long stretch. Beautiful, everyone. Stacking your shoulders. Reaching up again and coming back to center. Let's do our hands stretching out in front. Come around, lock your hands in the back, stretching, lifting your hands up behind you a bit if you can. Chin up, take your lower jaw up over your upper jaw. And relax. Take the head over to the left. I'm trying to mirror you, so if you hear me hesitate. Hand up. Right hand to the floor. And turn your head and just look down towards your left shoulder. And then up, down towards the shoulder. And then lift your head up. Left hand to the floor. Right hand up and over, stretching your neck long. And then turn your chin towards your shoulder. Up. Back towards your shoulder. Up. And then lift your head up. Let's stretch our hands out front. Just stretch your upper torso as long as you can. Now, if you can, I know I have to dip my screen a bit. If you can put your hands, your elbows down on the ground, you might feel a stretch in your hips.
Oh, yeah.
Come back up and switch your legs so your opposite foot is in front. Stretch up and then forward, and try to bring your forearms down to the floor, feeling a stretch in your hips. Come up. Let's do a bound angle. Again, if you're sitting on something, it's best to remove your support, bring your feet together in front, and just open your knees to the side, stretching in the groin. And then again, bring your hands out in front of you if you can, a little bit forward. Legs straight, lift up, and fold forward. This is when you check your toenails and see if you need a trim. Stretching long through the heels of your feet. Your toes are flexed back towards your shoulders. Breathe in and out, stretching long. Breathe into wherever you're feeling tightness. Scoop your hands forward and come up. Stretching up, 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 stretching long through your heels and up through your fingers and down. I've got to get credit for this, so I'm just setting my watch. So let's come to a standing position. Wardrobe adjustment if necessary.
1 second. Jane is doing.
So I'm sure all of you have done a sun salutation at some point. And what we're going to do is stretch up, forward, go into that straight back position where we have our hands on our shins, and then fold forward and stay forward for the count of 20. And if that's too much for you, come back to your hands at your shins with a straight back. If you need to use a block or anything to support you, that's fine. And then from there, we're going to go into the hip flexors. So just listen. I know you won't be able to see everything, but just listen. We're not doing anything we haven't done before. We're just doing it in a different order. So if you are flat on your stomach on the floor at any point, just make sure you keep your hips tucked, as I've spoken of before, keeping your pubic bone on the floor. So here we go. We're going to stand in mountain for just a second. Oh, I got this so the floor part is visible. Standing in mountain for a moment, rotating your upper thighs in. Your feet are in the number 11. Your hands are down. Your shoulders are up, back, and down. Tuck your pelvis, engage your abs, and just focus for a moment. Taking in a nice breath. And then let's stretch up long. Hands down and around, hands to your shins, flat back, extending your neck out in a straight line from your spine, and then fold forward. And you can put your hands under your toes or wherever, whatever variation you'd like. Just drop your upper torso and let yourself relax. Remembering to breathe into any tight spots. Now let's take the right foot back into a lunge. Check that your left knee is over your left ankle. And if you wish to bring your hands up to your knee, that's fine. Stretching up long. Let's bring our right knee down to the floor and take our hips back, stretching through our left heel. Come forward, stretch the hip flexor on the right. Hands to the floor, bring your left foot back to meet the right in a plank. Make sure your hips are in a straight line with your shoulders. And then come back into a downward facing dog. Bring your right foot forward between your hands. Stretching through the left hip flexor. You can bring your hands up to your knee if you can today, if not. Now let's put our hands to the floor, drop our left knee. Check that your right knee is over your right ankle. Stretch back, extending your right heel forward, stretching the right calf. Right foot down, and bring the left foot up to meet the right, bending forward, just relax into a forward fold. Hands to the shins, flat back. And gently roll up into a standing position. Arms up, nice breath in. Hands to your chest. And just rest for a moment. So that was one cycle. Let's do that again, but this time we'll keep our left foot, well, let's see. Last time we took our right foot back first, so this time let's take our left foot back first. So stretch up, breath in. As you exhale, forward, flat back, into a forward fold. Right foot back, into the hip flexor.
It would be left foot, no?
I was going to take the left foot back. I'm being corrected. Whatever foot you have back is fine, since they're all back. Bring your hands to your knees if you're able, stretching nice and long through that hip flexor. Byron's absolutely right. I'm doing the same side again. Hands to the floor, knee to the floor. Take your hips back, stretching long through the left heel. Come forward. Left foot back into plank. Downward facing dog. Try to move your back long away from your hands. Right foot forward between your hands. Hip flexor stretch. If you're able to bring your hands to your knees, stretching long through your left heel. Hands to the floor, left knee to the floor. Stretching, bringing your hips back, raising your right toes, stretching long through the right heel. Come forward, left foot comes to meet the right. Just forward fold. Hands to shins, go flat back, extending your neck in line with your spine. Rounding slowly up. Arms shoulder height, stretching long through your hands. So have your hands up 90 degrees so you could touch the wall. Just stretch long through the arms. Bring your hands to your chest. Very nice, everybody. Let's scoop our fingers together, our thumbs together, and lift our arms up and do a backward bend, a slight backward bend. Stretching long, shoulders down, out. Very nice, everybody. I'm gonna just kneel down. You stand so you can see what I'm doing. Just rotate your shoulders a bit. Change directions, feel like we're bicycling. Now, a lot of sun salutation varieties include doing cobra. But what I'd like to do is do the modified cobra that we did the other day. So let's come back down. Come to your hands and knees, and first we'll do a little bit of cat-cow with a balancing, alternating foot and leg, foot and arm, and then we'll go lie on our stomach. So here we are on our knees, hands, table. Check back, move your feet out of sight. And let's inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. One more time, inhale, looking up. And exhale into a neutral position. Take your right foot back and raise it up parallel to the floor. Check that your hips are parallel. And bring your left arm forward. Left arm down, take your right leg over your left foot and look back over your left shoulder. And bring that foot back in, back to table. Check your positions. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Inhale, looking up. And take your left foot back, raise it up, check your hips are parallel. Extend your right arm forward. Engage your abs and lift up out of your shoulders. Right hand to the floor, left leg over right, look over your right shoulder at your left foot. And let's go, bring your return to table, bring your knees closer together. We're going to go into child's pose. You have the option of separating your knees to the width of the mat. Just keep your toes together, big toes together. And let's go back into child's pose and relax our wrists. Inhale and exhale to release any tension in your low back. Let's come back up into table. Now let's try something different. Bring your hands a little over to the left side and bring your right knee up next to your right shoulder. And then stretch your left arm, leg back a bit.
Wait a minute.
Now that looks right, Irene.
I don't get it.
Yeah. And then if you have something handy like a block or a pad to rest your arms on, what I'd like to try to do is bring your arms down towards the floor. This gives you a good stretch in the hip and groin.
Is this pigeon?
Say a little louder.
Is this a pigeon-like?
Yeah, a pigeon-like, but your knee stays up. Well, no, pigeon would be laying your knee down. What we're doing is leaving the knee up.
Oh. Like so.
And then come back and switch sides, bringing your left foot forward, knee over ankle, stretch your right arm, a leg back. And then come down onto your elbows if you can. One side is always going to be easier than the other. and then come back up, and then let's come down to our abdomen. And just like we did the other day, you can do the cobra of your choice. Just keep your pubic bone firmly down. And one alternative, the one that I'm going to do, is just lifting my head. My hands are under my shoulders. Just going to lift up and then put the head down on the mat, alternating directions at your own pace. Try to keep your buttocks soft because you want to exercise the muscles along the spine. So one more turn to each side if you're turning your head. And then when you finish, come back into child's pose. And this time, let's take our knees out to the side of the edges of the mat. Your big toes are together and your arms are going to stretch forward. Your hips are back on your heels if possible. And then try to bring your head to the mat if you can. Let's come back up. Turn over, lay flat on your back, and we're going to stretch our legs. Does everybody have 4 or 5 more minutes?
Sure.
Okay. So we'll do what we did for closing routine the other day. We're going to bring our legs alternating up, stretching out, doing the supine pigeon, and then just in relaxation. And you can follow along at my pace, but you may want to do things a little longer or shorter. So if you're sitting up, let's slowly go back down using our abs. I feel so far away. So bringing your right knee up to your right shoulder, flexing both feet, slide the knee side to side. Stretch your right foot up towards the ceiling, flexing through the foot, and you can slide your hands up if you like. And rotate your right foot around, pointing your toe as you reach the top. Change direction, so you're combining flex and point with the rotation of your ankle. Bring your knee back to your right shoulder. Take your right foot down, stretch it along the floor, bringing your left knee up to your left shoulder. Give a good hug to that knee. Slide your knee back and forth from heart to elbow. Take the foot up to the ceiling, stretching through the heel, both heels. Slide your hands up towards your ankle and point and flex while rotating 3 times in each direction. Left knee back to left shoulder, another good hug. Bring both knees up. Hug tight and lift your head, making cannonball. Extend your left leg long. Take the right foot and set it on the floor outside the left knee and just let your hips relax. Open the right knee out with your ankle on top of your left thigh. Feeling a stretch along the quads. And then bring your left knee up towards your chest, however you wish to do your supine hip flex. While you're in this position, just roll a tiny bit from side to side. See if that changes the stretch in the hip socket. Just a gentle roll on your back. And then stretch your legs long. Stretch your arms long. Give a nice long body stretch on the floor. Bring your arms back around to your sides and lift your left ankle across your right thigh, pressing the knee open. Oh, I forgot the foot on the floor. Let's put the foot on the floor for a second, sorry. So that your knee is up, your foot is on the floor outside your right knee. Let your hips relax. And then open the knee to the side. Bring your right knee up so that you feel a stretch in your left hip. And then just gently rock side to side. Very small movement. Let's bring our feet down flat on the floor. Our knees are bent and our heels are towards the outer edges of our mat. So our knees are apart. Our arms are stretched out to the side. Our scapula are down on the floor. And we're going to windshield wiper our knees from side to side. And the next time your knees are over to the right side, let them fall over to the side and lift your right ankle and set it up on top of your left knee, feeling a stretch in your quads on the left. Breathe into that stretch. Release your feet and windshield wiper 1, 2, ending up on the left. Let your knees come down. Lift your left foot and place it on your right knee and feel the stretch along your right quads. And then release, and let's stretch along one more time. Inhale, exhale, bring your arms back around. And let's just relax on the floor for a minute. Tuck your scapula together, your palms are up. Your feet are falling apart, falling open. Your jaw is relaxed. Take your head from side to side, loosening your neck. Curl your tongue back along the roof of your mouth. And let's do a little bit of ujjayi breathing as you relax into Savasana. So you'll inhale and exhale through your nose, but as you exhale, you may hear a little sound. I know your mind is racing ahead to whatever you need to do today. See if you can quiet your mind for just a moment. Excuse me. One more inhale. Exhale. Bring your mind to your breathing for another inhale. Exhale. Now let's turn over to our right side, resting our head for a moment on our bent arm. Our knees are bent. Inhale and exhale. And use your left hand to push yourself up into a seated position. Now, I know some of you need to go, but you're in the position, you're on the floor, you're welcome to do more. Sometimes I find it easier to get started and continue on my own once I've done a bit. But I don't want to keep those that need to go. Joanne, safe drive today. We'll be thinking of you. You'll be ahead of the curve weather-wise, I'm sure. So Merry Christmas to those celebrating. Happy end of the Hanukkah season. I hope it was full of bright light and love. And we're so fortunate to have this wonderful community, and we're gathering again tomorrow, thanks to Susan. So
Hope to see you.
9 or 9:30, Susan?
9:30.
9:30, wonderful. And the link, will you resend the link so we don't have to dig in our email? Is that
I
possible?
could do that, surely.
Okay, tomorrow, well, maybe this evening or early tomorrow morning?
I'll probably do it today.
Today, all right, awesome. Safe travels on Thursday, Francis. You said Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday.
That's tomorrow.
Yes, I know. Woo.
The other exciting
This
news
week
is
gone.
that my daughter, well, she's in preterm labor in hospital at the moment.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
33
It's
weeks
Boston?
be on Friday. So
Wow.
they're hoping to delay the labor till, well, they're hoping to delay it to 34 weeks, but we'll see. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh.
she's at 33 weeks now?
She should be 33 weeks on Friday.
Oh dear.
So, but they seem quite sort of relaxed about it. They just would like it to get to 34 weeks if she can. So she's going to be spending Christmas in the hospital.
Oh, no, no.
Oh.
But that's
Are-
okay. You know, the baby's the important thing, isn't it? So
Yes.
Francis,
And
where-
she's in Boston?
yeah, she's down in North Carolina. So
North Carolina.
Oh.
well, you know, once the baby's out of NICU and everyone's COVID free, we'll go and visit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Our hearts are with you, with all of you, all of it.
Yes.
Thank
Will
you.
Lot
she
of
be able
stress.
to be vaccinated, or have they decided that's not?
They won't vaccinate her while she's pregnant.
Okay.
So yeah, and I think she's probably at the bottom of the list for getting vaccinated. So
That's
just
what
have
my
to-
daughter was saying. They'll probably get vaccinated just ahead of their children.
yeah.